Game time in 3 minutes. Good luck, girls.
Go, go!
And you know how to work the sound, right? Okay, cool. You can leave it on unless music comes on then. I think it would be good. Let's
You good to go?
yeah. Do you want sound on right now?
Oh no!
I did.
What's your names?
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ISB's Albert Field for today's championship final between the Singapore American School Eagles and the Taipei American School Tigers. Excuse me, been running around a little bit. The Eagles get way to the finals by way of a 5-0 record in the round robin, having beaten all the competition. Taipei gets here by way of a 4-1 record. The two teams did meet earlier this morning in what was a game of no consequences. Both teams had booked their way to the final already. In that game, Singapore won 19-14. Should apologize already. I did the player announcements and I forgot to introduce the coaches of the Singapore American School Eagles. They are Kate Fabianowicz and Jason Grazer. They're countered by Hannah Limmer, Tim Martin, Judy Fung, and Cindy Teeters on the Taipei American School Tigers bench. Catching my breath. Singapore are largely, the main engine of them is Angel Lombardi on the pitcher's mound. She's probably the most effective pitcher in the tournament so far. They also have a very strong left infield with Willow Martin and Brooke McConaughey. But throughout the lineup, they seem to hit and run very well. Anna Mountcastle is also a very strong pitcher on the Taipei side. Natalie Huang, a good catcher. Sarah Johnson hits the ball well. And the two shoes on the left infield, a pair of shoes, Shaw Shu and Sabrina Shu, are very strong at shortstop and third base, respectively. Anyway, here we go. Anna Lombardi on the mound to face Natalie Huang, Shaw Shu, and Sabrina Shu for Taipei. Welcome aboard wherever you are in the IASIS universe. Here we go. Foul tip away. Lombardi is always around the strike zone. Huang had a bit of trouble catching up to the pace of that. They probably didn't pitch Lombardi in the morning. I didn't watch that game, but the Tigers will have to adjust to probably the pitcher with the most velocity. That's a good hit over to Dumke, who flips over to Devin Yem, and that is one away. For the Tigers. Next up, Shaw Shu.
Now, number 1, Shaw Shu.
Tipped away, strike one. Just getting going here at Albert Field. It's been a hot day at ISB. Upwards of 38, 39 degrees. The girls have been through this for 3 days in a row now, so have a drink of water for them if you can. That's a good hit again. Dumke is all over it, gobbles it up, flips to Yem, 2 away. Carbon copy of the first out. That'll bring up Sabrina Shu.
Number 18, Sabrina Shu.
Yeah, upwards of 39, 40 degrees and very humid. So, especially from Taipei, I think, where the weather is a little bit cooler, this has been an adjustment. Lombardi delivers a comebacker. Dumke again gobbles that one up and is 3 up and 3 down to open up the game. Halfway through the first, Singapore 0, Taipei 0 will get the Eagles bottom half in a couple of minutes. Okay, welcome to the bottom half of the first inning. The Eagle half, they will, the top of their attack is Willow Martin, Brooke McConaughey, and Angel Lombardi. They'll be stepping in to meet the battery of Anna Mountcastle and Natalie Huang. The infield for the Tigers is Sarah Johnson, Jasmine Ding, Sabrina Shu, and Shaw Shu. In the outfields, Karen Ito, Yasmin Lin, and Claire Hui. No score halfway through the first. Martin is a jackrabbit on the bases if she gets aboard. Almost an ideal leadoff person because she's quick and aggressive with the bat. She gets hit by the first pitch of the game, so that puts her aboard. As they say, it doesn't matter how it looks, it just matters what the score is. Base runners count. Brooke McConaughey steps in. Oh, the ump is saying that Martin might have pushed her leg out to take the hit, and that'll bring out Fabianowicz. Martin doesn't seem to care. She's like, let me hit it anyway. But the ump's making the call here. So he was calling a strike. The crowd isn't very happy about that. But anyway, that is strike one against Willow Martin. She's back in the box, so she's not aboard. She'll have to earn her way again. Natalie Huang, the catcher, is missing. Here comes Huang back now. Fabianowicz isn't very happy with that call, but I must say it didn't seem to affect Willow Martin. She's like, put the bat back in my hand and let me get to work. That's low. I believe the count is 1-1. It is 1-1. And that's inside. Willow Martin twists the hips to get all that one out of the way. 2 balls and a strike. So Martin works the count in her favor, 3-1. And that's low as well, so it's the same result with a little less bruising. Martin to first base on a walk. That'll bring up Brooke McConaughey, third baseman, number 2 hitter in the Eagle lineup. There goes Martin. Nope. She looked like she was, but she wouldn't. Huang picked up the ball cleanly. The Eagle base runners can be very active on the base paths, so we'll keep an eye on that. There goes Martin this time. The throw by Huang is on the money, but it's caught a little bit early by Shu. So Martin has stolen a base. None away, runner on second. McConaughey with a level count of 1-1. And little Martin gives a little bit of a dance. Trying to loosen up the nerves. Squares the bunt, but tips it foul. Strike 2. And that's popped up to second base. This should be Jasmine Ding. No, she's called off by Saskia Vuke, but the ball falls and Martin is coming home. Play at the plate, no tag made, and McConaughey is into second. So McConaughey reaches on an error. I think that was Trivetti out in right. Nope, it was Buke. 1-1 around. It was an awkward ball as it was falling in between Ding and Vuke. Ball's high and away. McConaughey looking to go. This is Angel Lombardi. Getting her signals from the third base coach, Anna Fabianowicz. That's low. Kate Fabianowicz, sorry. Not only did I forget to introduce them, I'm also getting their names wrong. Apologies all aboard, all around. Anna Mountcastle behind in the count 2-0, looking to settle into this championship final. McConaughey gets to third. That's low and inside, and that could score a run. No. McConaughey doesn't go. That got a long way away from Huang. 3 balls, no strikes. Have to be careful with Lombardi because she is a powerful hitter, so all the teams haven't really given her much to hit. Lombardi squares the bunts, takes strike 1. Sabrina Shu was quick in on third base. Squares the bunt again and lays it down. Mountcastle has McConaughey in a rundown. Back to Shu, who makes the tag, gets McConaughey. Lombardi is into second, and she slides under the tag and is safe. So it's a bunt hit for Lombardi, but McConaughey is chased down in the rundown. 1 away. Score remains 1-0. Lombardi is going to have a sub runner. This will be Lane Kingsley. And batting in the cleanup spot for the Eagles is Devin Yem. Says it's low. Both Shu and Ding hovering around second base trying to keep Kingsley honest. Low again, that one gets away from Huang, so Kingsley's on to third. The 1-1 is inside. It's a strike. Play at the plate here. Juan can't get it over to Mountcastle and get it down in time, so Lane Kingsley is quickly on the bases and off them. She comes around to score, makes it 2-0. The pitch was called a strike, but Juan couldn't control it.
No good way to slide in there. I would. Let's go, Kevin! We're gonna get hurt bad. Let's go, let's go, right now.
Oh, it's called a ball, sorry. 3-0. That's a strike. Trying to pick up the count from the ump there. He's not signaling it.
Worried about you.
3-1. Yem digs down for that one, chops it to Shu, who's across the diamond to Johnson. Routine 6-3, and Yem is retired. Up comes the designated hitter, Isabel Riley. She's also pitched her way through this tournament in relief of Lombardi. Each of the pitchers in the tournament are limited to a maximum of 25 innings. So you have to bring a second and sometimes even a third pitcher in your roster. On deck for the Eagles is Sophia Data, the catcher. That's right down Main Street, gobbled up by Mountcastle. And she flips over to retire Riley. So, the Eagles score 2 on 1 hit and a couple of errors. They lead 2-0 at the end of 1. Okay, we're up to the top half of the second here, the Tiger half. They will bring Sarah Johnson, Karen Ito, and Ann Mountcastle to the plate. Down 2-0 to the Eagles here in IASA's 2019 Championship Softball. Lombardi zings one in there that Johnson can't catch up to. 0-1. A little bit high that time. I must say Sophia Data is a good catcher in the back too. She doesn't mishandle many balls. Not sure where Lombardi gets the velocity from. A lot of leg strength in her. That's outside, 2-1. Johnson around on that again. Dumke has been busy. And that is the fourth out of the game, and they've all been second base to first base, Dumke to Yem. Gives you an indication that a right-handed hitter might be having trouble catching up to Lombardi's fastball as they're pushing them all to right field. This is Karen Ito. See if she can turn on Lombardi's pitches.
And then you have to mute it.
That's high.
You don't have to. I wouldn't otherwise this way.
And again, off the knob of the plate, Yem is in a bit of no man's land. The ball had a bit of spin on it, and Yem kind of looks around saying I'm confused, and hopefully that didn't look too funny. It didn't. So with a bit of an awkward hit, Karen Ito is the first person aboard for the Tigers. We'll score that a hit. And Mountcastle, the pitcher, coming to help her cause here. Down 2-0. Top of 2. Data looks down first baseline just to keep Ito on the bag. Mountcastle's pitched a fine tournament herself.
Go he goes.
Looking to help her cause here. Strike 2. 1 away. Top of 2. Tigers looking to cut into the 2-run lead of the Eagles. And that's strike 3. So Mountcastle goes down swinging for the second out.
Now up to bat, number 17, Claire Way.
Claire Way steps in, the right fielder, trying to move Karen Ito around the bases. Two away. Emma Pettigrew is on deck for the Tigers. There goes Ito. Bit of a collision at second. She got to the bag, she does. Willow Martin. Always a little bit awkward when Martin's looking at the ball and Ito is looking at the bag. But everyone came up fine. Coach Limmer is out to talk to her just to keep her, check on her. Give her a pat in the back. So the Tigers have a runner in scoring position, looking for a couple of 2-out hits here to score their first runs of the championship final. Claire Way down 0-1 in the count. She can't catch up to that one again. Lombardi is consistently getting ahead of the hitters here. She's ahead 0-2.
Get the runner. Laser 1.
And zipped again, and Claire Way can't catch up with it. So that is 2 strikeouts in a row for Lombardi, and the Tigers are retired in the second, leaving a runner aboard. Okay, so we're just getting ready here for the bottom half of the second inning, the Eagle half. They are up 2-0 after the first inning. And they'll bring catcher Sophia Data, right fielder Lexi Bucol, and second baseman Sydney Dumke, who's had a busy first couple of innings in the field.
Out batter number 10.
They'll be facing Ann Mountcastle on the Tiger mound. 2-0 Eagles. Data looking down to get the signals from Coach Fabianowicz.
Right now, so. Let's go.
First pitch
Right idea.
is a strike from Mountcastle, right down the pipeline. That's a little bit ahead of it.
Right field, right field.
And that's popped up. It'll be Sabrina Shu under it for one away. That'll bring out up left fielder Lexi Bucol.
Lexi Bucol.
And that's popped up into foul territory. It will be an awkward play for Johnson. Yeah, she can't quite gobble it up. So that's foul ball, strike one.
Second leg. Do something with it now. Huh? Do something with it. So good.
That's a ground ball right up the middle. That'll be a base hit. So Bucol is aboard.
All right, kid, keep alive.
The ball bounded right over Ann Mountcastle's head.
Number 6, Sydney Dumke.
So that's the second hit of the game for the Eagles. Bucol's aboard with one away. And up next is Sydney Dumke. Squaring around to bunt. The pitch is low and inside. There goes Bucol. And she's into second easily.
Back the ball. Go on the bat. Let's go. Hey, go on the bat. Eyes all the way in. Let's go. Rip the wrapper.
Squares around to bunt again, lays down a nice one. It's Shu who guns it over to Johnson. So they get the bunter, but the leadoff runner gets to third. That's Bucol.
Right on, kid. Good job.
The sacrifice works, and we have two away for Ina Trivedi. Eagles looking to add on to their run. We'll need a couple of two-out hits here, or at least one. Trivedi is the 9-hitter in the lineup. And she rips one into short right. That'll score Bucol. An RBI single. Clutch RBI single for Trivedi. Scores Bucol, and the score is 3-0 Eagles. That'll bring up the top of the order again, Willow Martin. She reached on a walk after a controversial almost hit by a pitch in the first at bat of the Eagles
Make it be a good
game.
Gotta be a good kid.
Mountcastle is low there, ball one.
No, just the camera.
Trivedi looking to go, and Huang throws it down the first baseline to
That's it, Ina.
check on her. Two balls, no strikes to Willow Martin. Going in the dirt, and Trivedi's on her bike, comfortably into second.
Good effort.
And Trivedi does a little dance in the outfield, second base. Girls seem very happy when they get there. Martin squaring to bunt, which is a bit awkward with two outs.
Come back and punch on there.
3-0, and she lets it go. Strike one. Good pitch from Mountcastle. This will be gobbled up by Shu. safe at first. Oh no. Couldn't see the call. It's called out. So a great arm from Sabrina Shu, who guns down Willow Martin. And at the end of 2, it's 3-0 Singapore over Thai. Okay, so we hit the top half of the 3rd inning. Eagles holding a 3-0 lead. This will be Emma Pettigrew, Jasmine Ding, and then I believe the top of the order, Natalie Huang for the Tigers. Lombardi locks in. Strike 1. Excuse me. Ground ball to Dumke again. She flips over to Yem, and Pettigrew is retired. That's the 5th time the out has been recorded as 4-3. And that brings up Jasmine Ding.
Now batting number 2, Jasmine Ding.
Got the game, go to 1!
Squares to bunt, but it's pitches high, and she does tip it foul. Strike 1. That's low, 1-1. Tigers have only had 1 hit so far as they go through the lineup for the first time. Ding looking to change that.
One more! Come on, Angel.
Ball and 2 strikes to Jasmine Ding, second baseman for the Tigers. She stays alive by fouling that one off. Comebacker to Lombardi. So Ding is retired, 1-3. And that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Natalie Huang.
Now batting number 3, Natalie Huang.
2 away in the top half of the 3rd here. Eagles up 3-0. Leadoff hitter, Natalie Huang, facing Angel Lombardi. Pops the first one away, strike 1.
Little respect, China!
Sophia
There
Data
you go!
getting herself assembled correctly. Equipment check, yep, she snapped something in there, and must be extra hot for the catchers with all the equipment on. So tip the hat to them, and here we go. 0-1. And that's a good hit, but Willow Martin is there to gobble it up, fired across the M. And the Tigers go 1-2-3 in the third. All right, so halfway through 3, the score is Singapore 3. Okay, bottom half of the third here at IASA's 2019 Championship Softball Final, fast pitch final between the Tigers of Taipei and the Eagles of Singapore.
Come on, bro!
Anna Mountcastle steps back up to the mound and she'll face Brooke McConaughey, Angel Lombardi, and Devin Yem. McConaughey reached on an error in the first, but then was chased down on third base rundown. She takes high and inside for ball 1.
Go, bro! Let's go, Bam! Let's go, Bam! Good eye.
Ball 2.
All right. Two, make a pitch. Number 2.
And that's low 2, 3-0. So McConaughey probably has a red light for this one. They take a lead off based on balls, I'm sure, but she is a good hitter. I'm not sure what Fabianowicz is asking her to do here. Let's see what Mountcastle delivers. Right down Main Street, strike 1, 3-1.
Perfect.
Good pitch from Anna Mountcastle there. Would love to keep the leadoff hitter off the bases. And that is a bit high. So McConaughey does earn a walk.
All right, Angel, same thing.
That'll bring up Angel Lombardi. She reached on a bunt in the first and came around to score the second run for the Eagles. She's also pitching a whale of game from the mound. She takes strike 1. Good pitch from Mountcastle.
Good eye.
Up and away. McConaughey back in at first. Apologize if it's McConaughey. I have an Irish background, so we go McConaughey, but it's probably McConaughey. Mountcastle to deliver the 1-1. Strike 2. There goes McConaughey. Safe. That was close. A good throw from Huang to Shaw Shu at second base, but McConaughey just slid under the tag. Ball and 2 strikes to Lombardi. Runner on second, none away. Bottom at 3. 2-2.
Eagle ball!
That's a good solid hit. Could be in the gap. It is. That'll go for extra bases. McConaughey rounds third. She's in to score. Lombardi gets away with a stand-up double. So that's an RBI double, extending the lead to 4-0 for the Eagles. McConaughey scores easily from second. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Devin Yem.
Now batting, number 13, Devin Yem.
And that is Lane Kingsley back out there doing her little dance on second base. Pinch running for Lombardi. Strike one. Devin Yem was retired shortstop, ground out in the first. And here she hits one up the middle. Shoe is parallel but can't come up with it, and Lombardi looks like she's coming around to score as well. That'll get Yem to second. So the Eagles go up 5-0 on the RBI single from Yem.
Number 7, Isabel Riley.
That'll bring up Isabel Riley, still none away. That's low. Riley grounded out in the first. Takes inside, 2-0.
Make the pitch, Isabel. Make the pitch. Go, easy, come. Get the racket, let's go.
That's high, 3-0.
All right, no
Huang just making sure that Yem doesn't
Take a look.
gain any advantage. Yem is definitely keeping them occupied on second base, none away. 3-0. On deck is Sophia Data.
Get on base.
And that's low and away, so Riley's aboard with a ball. Base on balls.
All right, Donna, let's go.
First and second for Sophia Data.
Now batting,
She popped up to third base, her first at bat. Off the tip of the bat, pops up again to Sabrina Shu. And that's the first out of the third inning.
Take it off, no big deal.
Runners first and second now for Lexi Buchel. She singled in the first, 1-for-1. It's Yem at second, Riley at first. Huang does a good job to gobble that one up.
All right, Lex. Come on, Lex. Wait for your pitch. Let's go, Niner. Right now.
Fouled away.
Good idea.
Good pitch from Mountcastle as the ball comes thundering down on the roof.
Wait for your pitch.
5-0 Eagle lead here, and they could really blow it open with a couple of hits in a row here. Ground ball to Sabrina Shu. She'll take the force at third and try to get the double play, but Dumke is in there easily. So they get the leadoff runner. That was Yem. And that gets Sophia Data Isabel Riley to second. 2 away for Sydney Dumke. Second baseman for the Eagles. Looked like it got Huang in the thigh. So she's trying to shake that off now. Mountcastle gives her a second to collect herself.
Right now, Sid. Go. Come on, Sid.
Oh, that gets away from Huang. The runners advance. Wonder if the still trying to shake off the injury that she got from that pitch, the previous pitch. Count is 2-0, 2 outs, 2 ducks on the pond for Sydney Dumke. Trying to blow the game wide open here. And Mountcastle doing everything she can to make sure she doesn't. 2 balls and a strike.
Hey, explode on Wilson! Wait for your pitch.
Well, that was tipped and came hard off Natalie Huang's mask. So she's shaking that one off too. It's been a tough inning for her. Out comes Coach Martin. That's what the masks are there for, but Mountcastle has a lot of zip in her fastball, so we'll take a second or two just to make sure that everything's okay. The Tigers pulled together at the pitcher's mound to talk things through. Some water. The masks help a lot, obviously, but they can compress onto your face, and it's definitely not a comfortable feeling to see that ball come straight at your face. So Natalie Huang looks okay. She's being attended to. And she shakes it off and gets a round of applause from the crowd and her teammates. So it's still Isabel Riley at third, Lexi Buchel at second. Sydney Dumke at the plates facing Ann Mountcastle. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of 3. And I asked this 2019 championship softball.
Jack it up, let's go! Give it a ride. Nice and easy.
Tipped away again. You can see Huang saying, "Oh my God," but that one went by her.
Relax the shoulders.
Count remains 2-2.
Let's go. Take a breath. Boom, let's go.
And that's popped up into foul territory. Out of play.
All right, let's go.
So it's a heck of an at-bat here by Dumke. Getting deep into Mountcastle's arm. That might be the 5th or 6th pitch of the, maybe more, 7th of the at-bat.
Double swing. Down and hard.
And that's low for ball 3. Two away. So this is one of those pivotal at-bats that could change the game one way or the other. Tigers would love to get out of this unscathed. Good pitch. And the ball is bobbled by Huang, but she gets it down to Johnson, and the Tigers survive. So that's a strikeout for Mountcastle, the 3rd out of the 3rd inning. And after 3, it is Singapore 5, Taipei 0. Okay, the top half of the 4th here for the Tigers. They will be bringing up Shaw Shu, Sabrina Shu, and Sarah Johnson, the 2, 3, 4 hitters in the lineup. And they feel if they're going to get into this game, this is the time to start doing it.
There you go!
Top of 4. Lombardi deals. Nice bunt from Shaw. And she is out on a nice play from Lombardi. So again, Lombardi's working on a 1-hitter so far. This is Sabrina Shu. Strike one is zipped in. Shu can't catch up for the second pitch, and she's down 0-2. She does get hold of that one. It's to Dumke again. We've seen that before, and two are down in the Tiger half of the fourth. Sarah Johnson retired on one of those 4-3 Dumke to Yem ground balls in the second. She is the Tiger first baseman. Strike one, delivered. Low and inside, 1-1.
Go Eagles!
Good hit again, but it's to Dumke. Over to Yem. And the Tigers go down 1-2-3 in the fourth. And Lombardi continues to work on a one-hitter. Okay, so we hit the bottom half of the fourth. It'll be Ina Truvetti, Willow Martin, and Brooke McConaughey for the Eagles, holding a solid 5-0 lead of the Tigers here in the championship. The Eagles have won the last two championships as well, 2017 and 2018, so they're looking for the three-peat here. Good hit from Truvetti, over to Ding, shuffled over to Johnson. So the Tigers show that they can do that play too. 4-3, one away. And that brings up leadoff hitter Willow Martin.
Willow Martin.
Go Willow, come on Willow!
Martin reached on a ball in the first and scored the first run, and then grounded to short, or third, sorry, in the second. So here she is up in the bottom of the fourth, fouling off the first pitch.
Go Willow! Let's go!
Golfed out to Shaw. Shu, who has trouble backhanding that, is a very difficult play. So Willow Martin runs that out, will give her a hit. So she is 1 for 2 with a walk. One away for Brooke McConaughey. McConaughey reached on an error in the first and walked in the second. Sorry, in the third. She shows bunt but can't make contact, so it's foul tip, strike one. Nice laid down bunt here. It's Mountcastle and Shue, not sure who was going to get it. And there goes Willow Martin running aggressively to third. And that's McConaughey running aggressively to second. So a little bit of a mix-up between Sabrina Shue and Mountcastle as to who was going to throw the ball. Eventually Mountcastle did, but by then she didn't have enough leverage to get it to first. So one away. Angel Lombardi steps in with runners in second and third. Lombardi had a 2 RBI or an RBI double back in the third. She hit a rope to the fence. This time she has 2 ducks on the pond. Takes strike 1. That's up and in, 1-1. It's Willow Martin on third, Brooke McConaughey on first, 1 away. And another good hit. That could be deep. It is. It's over Ina Trivedi. Or sorry, Yasmin Lin. And I think that's a ground rule double. So it should score the 2 runs, but the ball went through the fence. Yasmin Lin, it was hit so quickly to her that she didn't really have time to react. She didn't get a beat on it, and it was through the fence. So Lombardi has her second double of the game. This time it's 2 RBIs. And that makes the score, I think, 7-0. The umps are talking here. I think if it was a ground rule double, then McConaughey should probably score, but they're sorting that out. So Lane Kingsley comes out to run for Lombardi, and McConaughey does get the pass home. So it's a 2-run double for Lombardi. She has 3 RBIs in her last 2 at-bats. Total of 4 bases herself. Devin Yem steps in with a score 7-0 Eagles. Bottom of 4.
Sorry. I didn't know you were sorry.
That's ball 1, or strike 1. Ball 1. Is that a ball or strike? Hey, it's strike 1. Good hit from Yem, that's into short center. Lombardi has to wait for it to fall, but that's Kingsley now. She'll get on to second, third. Awkward there that Yem was kind of in the middle of no man's land there, and the Tigers didn't seem to chase her down, so they let her get to second. And that brings up Isabel Riley. She grounded out in the first and walked in the third. Devin Yem has a single. That's low and inside. Two and 0 is the count. That's 3-0. It's Kingsley on third and Yem on second. 1 away here. There is a mercy rule in effect that I asked us, that if a team is up 10 runs after 4 innings, the game is called. So if the Eagles score 3 more, oh, there is no mercy rule in the final. Thanks to CJ Armitage keeping his commentators in line. So that brings up Sophia Data. Bases loaded, she pops it up. This will be between the shoes. It's Sabrina that takes it. Between the shoes. That's kind of easy. So Data pops up to third base. There are 2 away, and next in is Lexi Buchel. She singled in the first and hits a comebacker to Mountcastle, who cleans up efficiently, and the Eagles are retired in the fourth, but not before they add 2 more runs on Lombardi's base clearing double. So after 4, the score is 7-0 Singapore. Okay, so we hit the top of 5 here. Lombardi working on a 1-hitter. She'll be facing Karen Ito and Mountcastle and Claire Way. The 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Tigers. Ito is the only one to get a single off Lombardi this afternoon. So she's unlocked her. Let's see if she can do it again. Take strike 1. Solid hit from Ito. That could fall in. It does. Will it go for extra bases? She has a look. Rounds first and comes back. So she's 2 for 2. And the Tigers have their leadoff runner aboard. That brings up the pitcher and Mountcastle, looking to cut into the lead. The 7-run deficit that the Tigers find themselves in. She struck out in the second. Shows up again here in the 5th, squares to bunt, lays it down. McConaughey was there quickly, but that's safe. And Ito gets the way all the way over to third. Willow Martin covering third, but nothing doing, and the Tigers are in business. So a bunt single for Mountcastle. None away for Claire Way.
Number 17, Claire Way.
Claire Way struck out in the second, so she's 0 for 1. Let's see if she can find a way here. Ha. There goes Mountcastle, and they got her, and that also brings in Ito, so the Tigers are on the board. It's 7-1, but with the putout at second, a great throw from Sophia Data. The Tigers have nobody on and 1 away now. 7-1 Eagles. Way fouls that one back into the trees. And she's hit, that looked like it came off the shin, and a bony part, not a fleshy part. So Way gets on board.
Now batting number 10, Emma Pettigrew.
So Emma Pettigrew steps in. She was retired Dumke TM at the top of the third. She has a runner on board, one away. The Tigers looking to mount some kind of a rally here. Ground ball to McConaughey. She'll deal the second. Martin gets there and takes Wade is retired, the leadoff runner. So the fielder's choice gets Pettigrew to second.
Number 2, Jasmine Ding.
And that brings up the 9-hitter Jasmine Ding. She chases a high fastball. That could be close at first. Says safe. Good throw from Dada again. So important to have a catcher that sees the whole game and can deliver the ball in the money. And Sophia Dada has been excellent all tournament. 0-1. Strike 2. Outside. Good eye from Jasmine Ding. She wouldn't chase the ball in the corner. Ball and 2 strikes to Ding. 2 outs here in the 5th. Good hits. Dumke. She'll flip the second for Martin. And that retires the side in the 5th. So the Tigers score 1 on 2 hits. And the score is 7-1 as we head into the bottom of the 5th that I asked this championship side. All right, so bottom of 5, Anna Truvetti, Willow Martin, and Brooke McConaughey to come to the plate for the Eagles. Oh, sorry, it's Lane Kingsley. Lane Kingsley pinch hitting. She goes on the high fastball and can't lay off it. Strike 1. I think she's batting for Sydney Dumke. Big cut from Kingsley. Kingsley's been used mainly as a courtesy runner or a pinch runner for most of the tournament, but she's getting her cuts here. 0-2. strike three. Mountcastle strikes her out in 3 pitches.
By number 8, Anna Trivedi.
So that brings up Ina Trivedi. One away. And she lines one up the middle, and that just dribbles through for a single. So Trivedi is 2 for 3 on the evening. And that brings up the top of the order, Willow Martin, shortstop.
Now up to bat, number 1, Willow Martin.
Willow Martin's been involved in a lot of sports. I've seen her name. I don't know if it was soccer or basketball. We hosted basketball here back in January. She's a senior, so this is maybe her last IASIS. Well, it'd have to be her last IASIS event, wouldn't it? On a bit of a storied career. And she lines one through the gap between first and second. Trivedi's on her bike heading to third. A good opposite field hit from Martin, and she'll chug into second now. So she is 2 for 3 with a walk. Runners in scoring position again for Brooke McConaughey, 1 away here in the bottom of 5. Another good hit up the middle, that'll score Trivedi. Will score Martin. So McConaughey has a 2 RBI single. And the Eagles extend their lead to 8.
Go Eagles!
Coach Limmer out to talk to Mountcastle. She's pitched a heck of a game. It's just she's against a loaded lineup, to be honest. And a very well coached team on both sides.
Go Eagles!
Nice handshake from Mountcastle and Huang. I wouldn't want to repeat that myself, but they seem to know what they were doing. Seem to know what they were doing. That brings up Angel Lombardi. She has 2 doubles in her last 2 at-bats after a bunt single in the first, so she's 3 for 3. It's McConaughey on first, and that gets away from Huang, so McConaughey will get to second. That's a big hit, deep again to Lim, right at the warning track. Good catch. McConaughey pushes on to third. She's in there safely. So Lombardi hits a deep pop up to center for the second out. That'll bring up Devin Yem.
Now up to bat, number 13, Devin Young.
Squares to bunt, but it goes foul. Don't often see a bunt with 2 outs in baseball, but it really is the small ball game is really important in the girls because it's been very effective this tournament anyway. Okay, Mountcastle to deliver the 0-1. Popped up, Sarah Johnson under it. And she gets it 3 away. That ends the inning. But the Eagles score 2 more to lead 9-1 after 5. Okay, so we hit the top of the sixth. The Eagles 3 outs away from it, their third successive championship. It's kind of touching there as the girls came out for the to take the field. Dumke, Data, Lombardi, and Martin pulled together and gave each other a hug. As seniors, this is their last, by all rights, it should be their last inning. And IASIS softball, and indeed their last IASIS event ever. So they'd love nothing more than to go out as champions. They'll be facing Natalie Huang, Shaw Shu, and Sabrina Shu, nursing an 8-run lead at 9-1. Lombardi looks in. She's only given up 3 hits all game. She starts with strike 1. That's a grounder to Dumke. She shovels over again, a little bit low this time to Yem, but she manages to catch the ankle height throw. 1 away.
Number 1, Shu.
Shu has flied out and grounded out her first 2 at-bats. First grounded out twice. 1 away. That was high heat there. Ball 1. Shu can't catch up with the heat there. 1-1. That's a brush back inside pitch. 2 balls and a strike.
Go Eagles!
Chopped foul. 2-2. Eagles just trying to calm the nerves and get through this workmanlike. I'm sure they're thrilled to be in the position they're in. That's outside. 2-2. And that's a strikeout. It's been a rather dominant performance for Angel Lombardi, and her teammates are 1 out away from a three-peat here at IASIS 2019. It's Sabrina Shu standing in the way. The fans looking for a 2-out rally. It would be a heck of a rally, really, but if you don't have hope, what do you have? Lombardi looks in. It's a ground ball back to Lombardi. She'll look over to Devin Yem, and that'll be it. The Singapore Eagles have won their 3rd successive IASIS softball championship here at ISB's Albert Field. And you'd have to say it was an efficient effort from the team. Kudos to the Taipei Tigers. They battled hard, and Ann Mancastle gave a heck of a showing herself. Karen Ito with 2 singles, but in the end, you'd have to say that the Eagles are deserved winners. The Tigers deserved silver medalists in this tournament. So for all of us here at ISB Albert Field, CJ and Maggie in the booth, we thank you for joining us here. Congratulations to the Singapore Eagles. Congratulations to the Taipei Tigers. The boys' final is about to start here in about a half hour. We hope to join you. You join us over there as well. Have yourself a fine evening or morning or afternoon, wherever you are in the IASIS universe, and we'll see you again.